Hey guys, this is me, Science Meets Psychology, and I'm sharing with you some ways to stop self-harming. Let's go! So let me explain a way you can stop self-harming with rubber bands. Well, this is pretty helpful. What you do is you take a rubber band and put it on your wrist, or where you usually self-harm people put it on their wrist, but put it on your wrist and then you pull up and snap. And don't pull too far because that will create a mark and it will also be another form of self-harm, but pull up a little, just enough so you can feel the pain, but it will not leave a mark and it won't be permanent and it does not damage your skin. So yeah, and that is one way to stop self-harming. Just whenever you feel like hurting yourself, just take the rubber band, snap it, and it's like a simulator, like it brings you back to reality. Like it kind of like acts as like a grounding technique. So that's one way to stop doing it. Another thing you can do is cut up a piece of paper. This is mainly for people who actually cut themselves, but you can cut up a piece of paper. It's actually safer if you don't cut it up, but more rip it, because you want to eliminate all the sharp objects. And sometimes eliminating sharp objects that aren't as dangerous and not eliminating the dangerous ones can be bad, because then they will find more creative ways to do it and worse ways to do it. That's what happened to me when my mom hid the scissors. I'm not gonna tell you how or what I did, but I did something else and I did it worse. I don't really do it too deep, but like a thing to do is just do to a piece of paper what you want to do to your skin. It's more how you do it. Another thing you can do instead of self-harming is drawing on yourself, especially with red Sharpie. So like a red permanent marker like this would work. Just draw on your arm or wherever you want to usually hurt yourself. Draw with this, and don't draw lines, because then it will seem like you're imitating people who do it and just trying to get attention. So don't do that. There's a lot of stigma around it, but more like hearts or little doodles, that kind of stuff. Always carry this around with you, so if people ask like why you like to doodle on yourself, with why there always red Sharpie on you, will be like, because I like the color red and I like to draw. So that's just a great excuse for doing the drawings. And yeah. So there are two main ways that you can get triggered. One of them is by images, and another one is by trying to help somebody who currently struggles with it. But if you're trying to stop, you can always help them, or more like call somebody to help them, instead of trying to help them hands-on, because it really stresses you out. So like if your friend is feeling like suicidal and hurting themselves, then you can instead of confronting the problem directly on, you can text the crisis text line or call a suicide hotline, or make them connect to the suicide hotline and just make them help themselves. But you want to help them help themselves. Like if you directly help them, especially if you're not a licensed professional, like I'm not a licensed professional, but if you try to help them, while you're still easily triggered, then it might trigger you worse and you might end up relapsing. And another thing is to avoid purposefully triggering yourself. Now this is really hard to do, but what I mean by purposefully triggering yourself is looking at triggering images, searching up triggering hashtags on stuff, like searching up hashtag depression on Instagram. Don't do that. And just it can do a lot, because you usually have a trigger if you relapse. So just try to eliminate the possible triggers, and it's gonna be a lot harder for you to relapse. Working out is another good thing. Sometimes when I got mad and I felt like relapsing, I would go to the gym, or buy some weights and work out, and it really helps you bring that anger. It turns your anger into muscle, and it turns your urges of self-harm, and you get something good out of it instead of just a bunch of scars on your body. You get good out of it. You get muscles like this. There's not much muscles here. I'm trying to avoid showing my arms, but there's not much muscles here, but like you can like, I mean, it's decent, but like that's because I usually, whenever I feel like relapsing, or almost every time, or at least half the time, I go to the gym or I work out or I lift weights, and I try to do that. Sometimes I end up relapsing, but nope, don't worry about that. But like, just remember that you can go to the gym and you can do something, you can turn those urges into something beneficial to you. And that is all the time we got. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like down below, subscribe to my channel, and I am a 14-year-old boy mental health advocate. Well, it doesn't really matter that I'm a boy, but I'm just throwing it out there in case any of you guys decide to misgender me in the comments. But, and yes, I do makeup, and no, I'm not gay, so. And that was basically the video on how you can stop self-harming. Now, it's not going to stop instantly because you need to really work on it if you want to get better, but it will help you stop. So, hope you enjoy the video, guys. Bye.